welcome to JenPenCreations. I'm Jen. Today I want to talk about hypnosis. And I know that that's kind of strange, but I've actually had some experience in this and I want to tell you about it. So stay with me and I will get right to it. So, what exactly is hypnosis? According to Google, hypnosis is a heightened mental state where our brains are more suggestible. We're in more of a meditative trance. And we can put suggestions into our subconscious that will eventually change our actual actions in this world to match what we're trying to accomplish. So it's basically a state of focused attention. And all of our brains can get to that state where we focus our attention and we repeatedly put suggestions into our own minds and slowly change our actual actions based on that. That is all hypnosis is. It's like a deepened state of meditation. And in my experience and my personal belief, meditation and hypnosis equals manifestation. So is it really just a parlor trick? Honestly, I personally believe that it can help tremendously in personal growth and therapy. I have my own experience in hypnosis. I know that I've talked about my stints in therapy. I strongly believe in therapy. I love therapy. And I was going to therapy for a long time after a very close friend of mine was murdered. But my therapist suggested at a time when I was having a hard time actually getting sleep because of this, like, I don't know, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I was having a hard time with a lot of things. And my therapist suggested that I go on YouTube and look for like sleep meditations. And while I was doing that, I was trying to just listen to all of them. I would listen to a different one every night, just trying to get sleep. I was dying to get sleep because I don't know if you know what your body does when you don't get any sleep, but I know that it can get kind of scary. I honestly remember driving home from work one evening and having a full-fledged conversation with my friend who was murdered while he sat in my back seat and drove home with me because I had been super sleep deprived, and sleep deprivation is a thing, and it can cause hallucinations. It terrified me. And that was when my therapist suggested that I look into sleep meditations on YouTube. So, like I said, I was going through all of these sleep meditations, listening to a different one every night, just trying to get more sleep. Now, also, I wear a Fitbit. So my Fitbit keeps track of how much sleep I'm getting and what different stage of sleep that I'm in when I'm getting this sleep. And I'm going to tell you, I was getting zero sleep, like maybe 2 to 3 hours of sleep at night, and none of it was deep sleep or REM. It was all just light sleep and me waking up over and over and over again. It was terrible, and the hallucinations were really terrible. So I finally found one where I got 5 hours of sleep. That was unheard of. I was only getting 2 to 3 hours of sleep every night, and this had been going on for months. And I finally got 5 full hours of sleep one night. And I was just ecstatic. But I had ended up going down a rabbit hole when I was just listening to a different one every single night and going down this list of sleep meditations. The one that actually allowed me to get sleep wasn't actually a sleep meditation. And I didn't even realize it. So I'm talking to my therapist at least once a week or so, and I told him that I was finally getting sleep, and he was very happy for that. He's like, yeah, I'm really glad that suggestion worked, everything's going well. But after about a couple of weeks, my stomach started feeling weird and I just didn't feel right. I didn't want to eat things. I felt like certain things, if I ate too much, like French fries or something, I would feel nauseous and sick. I didn't know what was going on with me. I didn't feel like I was catching anything or coming down with a cold or anything like that. So I just kind of kept doing what I was doing, and I just was nauseous at the thought of certain types of foods or eating too much of a type of a food. If I ate too much bread, like if I had a burger and I ate it on bread, I wouldn't even be able to finish my burger. I wouldn't be able to eat anything more or even hardly drink my drink. I was having some serious problems, but this isn't new to me. I've had stomach problems for years now. So I was thinking that, oh no, not another one. Maybe I'm just allergic to something new. Am I allergic to gluten? I was freaking out. And then I had talked to my therapist again about it. It was about a month after I had started listening to this sleep meditation. And he actually asked me, what's the name of the sleep meditation that you're using? Because if it's working for you, it may work for somebody else. And, I'd like to know the name of it so that I can suggest it to any of my other patients or whatever, or clients. And I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. Let me look it up real fast. Guess what I found out? It was not a sleep meditation. It was a hypnosis. It was a sleep hypnosis. I only saw sleep. And it wasn't even for sleep. It was just supposed to play while you sleep. It was a sleep hypnosis for permanent weight loss. Now, I know that I've struggled with my weight most of my life. Okay, I am not a small person. I am not a tiny human. I will never, ever, 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 ever in my life be considered skinny. I'm not. I've always been overweight. I will always be overweight. I'm just saying that this was a sleep hypnosis for permanent weight loss. And I was losing weight. It wasn't a whole lot, but I was cutting down calories subconsciously by not eating potatoes and not eating a whole lot of bread and not eating a bunch of noodles and not eating, really cutting a bunch of carbs out of my diet. And I also cut down the amount of food I ate. So basically just cutting calories. I cut calories, and it wasn't even hard for me because my stomach wasn't feeling good if I ate too much. It made me feel nauseous, and I didn't want to eat that food. So basically the sleep hypnosis calmed down all of that food noise that we have when we go on diets and stuff. I know from personal experience that I get cravings. And sometimes if that craving does not get satisfied, I will have that craving for months. It won't go away. I have found with my allergies to food, I have a lactose intolerance, I have an allergic reaction to certain chickens, and I'm pretty sure chicken and poultry, turkey, Cornish game hens. I'm pretty sure it has to do with the hormones and antibiotics that they've been putting in chickens for years and years. My stomach is just not okay with them anymore. I can eat organic chicken, but that's about it. I can't drink milk unless it's lactose free. So I've had some issues, and I know that I still get cravings for KFC. Who doesn't love KFC or Popeyes or some sort of awesome, super yummy, greasy fried chicken? I can't have it. It hurts my belly, but I still get the cravings for it. And that's that food noise that's up there, that's constantly sitting in your brain attacking you, saying, you need to eat this KFC. You need to eat this fried chicken, this greasy stuff. Well, I know that if I eat that greasy stuff, I'm going to be sick for 3 days. And I have to make a choice to just sit and listen to that food noise or go out and get the greasy chicken and tear myself up. Sometimes I will go and get the chicken and tear myself up. But when I was listening to that sleep hypnosis, that noise went away. All of those craving voices in my head, that food noise. I'm pretty sure if you've had any kind of diet culture videos playing in your YouTube or whatever, that you've heard that term, the food noise, because a lot of binge eaters, that's an ED, that's an eating disorder. And a lot of people have that. They don't realize that binge eating is a disorder. It is, because you can't stop that food noise inside your head. This sleep hypnosis for permanent weight loss stopped that food noise inside my brain. And it helped, but it also, for some reason, my body took to that and was making me feel nauseous or over full after only eating very little food. I mean, I didn't see it as a bad thing. I lost a bunch of weight from it. I mean, I used to be over 400 pounds. I am so not over 400 pounds anymore. I was about 360 pounds when I started listening to the sleep hypnosis. So at 360 pounds, because I had already started working out and stuff, but the cardio was just not getting me down where I wanted to be. I had started at like 436 or something. That's how much I weighed back in 2009, 2010, 2011. Then I decided to start exercising a bit and I lost a bunch of weight. I got down to 360. I got down. I did pretty good. But then COVID hit, the gym closed, and I just couldn't get below 360. And then my friend died and I started having problems, and my therapist suggested this meditation. I started listening to the hypnosis and I lost a lot more weight. I had gotten myself down about 40 pounds. I was down to 320 when I met my boyfriend in 2021. And I was about 320 pounds then. I listened to the sleep hypnosis every night, and I was maintaining my cardio and maintaining my lack of calories, my calorie deficit. And I got myself down to, 290? I was finally under 300 pounds for the first time in over a decade. I was super happy with myself. And at that point, I could say hypnosis worked for me. And honestly, I think it's just a deep meditation manifestation for our lives. I mean, hypnosis has been known to help people with chronic pain and anxiety and smoking cigarettes and really any kind of phobia you have. And I've seen it help people with other bad habits other than smoking cigarettes and stuff. I mean, there are so many uses for it, but we have the control over our brain. Even when it's in that extremely suggestible state, we are still in control. Because I've also seen where the hypnosis is on and there and being suggesting and stuff, but if you don't open your mind to those suggestions, if you don't want those suggestions, they will not penetrate. It's still all up to you. You have full control over it. Honestly, one of my personal favorite ways of hypnosis is basically meditation, because hypnosis and meditation is just manifestation of awesomeness in your life. I didn't even realize it, and I was manifesting weight loss in my life. I didn't even know or realize. It was fantastic. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't think hypnosis is a parlor trick. And I think the people who have in the past used it as a parlor trick were just being silly, and it wasn't real. Real hypnosis is just the power of suggestion. If you fall asleep listening to scary stories or FBI stories or stuff like that, you're going to have crazy weird dreams, because that stuff is penetrating your brain while you're sleeping, and while you're sleeping is the most suggestible state of mind. So why are you bogging your mind down with garbage while you're trying to sleep? That should probably be shut off. Maybe you should listen to some light music. or nothing, or a sleep hypnosis. There are so many of them. After I found out and realized that the sleep meditation I was using was a hypnosis for permanent weight loss and it was working, I decided to start looking up other sleep hypnosis videos, and what I found was fantastic. There are so many out there. There are some out there to help you release anger emotions or release bad emotions from past events and stuff. Just listen to this hypnosis every night and let it penetrate your brain when it's at its most suggestible state. So really, you just need to remember that you are always in control of your own mind. If you want to change something in your life, you have the control to do that. You can put those suggestions in your brain. You can go into a meditative state and just think about the same thing over and over again, manifestation, meditation, or you can look on YouTube for sleep hypnosis videos and find one to release lost loves and release negative energy and gain emotional confidence and gain personal confidence and losing weight and quitting smoking cigarettes and quitting other bad habits. And there's so many of them out there. So what I would suggest is for you to go in there, find one, listen to it for a month and see if it helps you. I mean, if you have high anxiety, go find one to help lessen your anxiety. Keep a diary or just a tracking journal or something and track and see how your anxiety feels every day after you listen to it. When you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? You'll be able to find out whether or not it's working. I mean, you know deep inside whether it's working. So I'm really glad that you're here with me today, and I hope that my personal testimony story didn't bore you to death. I personally think that hypnosis is an amazing tool and needs to be used more in therapy. I don't believe it's a parlor trick. I do believe it's personal growth. So go out there today, do something amazing for somebody else, or just go out and find yourself a great hypnosis and sleep to it for the next month and tell me about it. Tell me how it works for you, because really, at the end of the day, what is your mind capable of? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.